All right, folks, buckle up, because today's story is one that's shaking things up in both the political and entertainment spheres. You've probably heard of John Fetterman, the Democratic senator from Pennsylvania. He's a guy known for his strong stances on justice, equality, and fair treatment. But here is the twist you might not have seen coming. Fetterman is now in the middle of a lawsuit that's taking political drama straight into the world of daytime television. Yes, you read that correctly. Fetterman is suing The View host Sunny Hostin, along with the show's producers. This isn't just another celebrity tiff or a tabloid rumor. It's a full-fledged legal battle that's quickly becoming the talk of the town. So, what exactly happened? And why is it causing such a stir? Hang tight, because we're about to dive into the details of this drama and explore why it's important not just to those involved, but to all of us.
Of the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial, and now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful, calling it like now he's a convicted felon and those things, and now for our party we were talking about criminal justice, and we are now talking about second chances, and now all of a sudden now you're like, well, he's a convicted felon and all these things. And now clearly, again, both of those trials, the Hunter Biden one and the trial in New York for Trump, that was politically motivated, and those kinds of charges would have never been brought unless one side could realize that they could weaponize that.
For her candidness. But what wasn't expected was the sudden shift in tone during the live broadcast, leading to Fetterman walking away from the show with something much more serious than just a few heated exchanges. On that live broadcast, Sunny Hostin reportedly made some remarks that Fetterman could not let slide. While the specifics of what was said aren't entirely clear yet, as the legal proceedings are still underway, the comments were serious enough to spark a major legal response. Fetterman has accused Hostin's remarks of being defamatory, meaning they damaged his reputation and may have caused harm in ways far beyond a mere disagreement or hurt feelings. This is a big deal because in today's world, Let's start with Fetterman. He's no stranger to the limelight. Over the years, the Pennsylvania senator has made a name for himself as someone who isn't afraid to speak his mind and challenge the establishment. Whether it's fighting for the rights of marginalized groups or calling out systemic injustices, Fetterman has always made it clear that he's in it for the long haul, and part of that fight has meant holding the media accountable, especially when he feels they've overstepped their bounds. So, when he appeared on The View for a taping, most people expected a standard segment, some lively discussions about politics, current events, and maybe a bit of friendly banter. After all, The View is known for its outspoken hosts, and Sunny Hostin in particular is known for media has enormous influence over public perception. When a public figure like Fetterman feels misrepresented or unjustly attacked, the fallout isn't just personal, it reverberates through the larger discussion about media ethics and responsibility. And that's exactly why Fetterman has chosen to take legal action. But why should any of this matter to you and me, the everyday people, who aren't directly involved in the drama? Here is why. This case touches on some much larger issues that we all deal with. In the era of social media, constant news cycles, and relentless online commentary, this is a perfect example of how the line between free speech and defamation can be murky. The View, with its massive reach and loyal viewership, wields a great deal of influence. Fetterman's lawsuit is a direct challenge to that power, and it's about more than just one comment or one show. It's about holding media outlets accountable for their words and actions. Fetterman is not just fighting for his own reputation, he's taking a stand for responsible media practices. He's sending the message that having a platform doesn't give anyone the right to say whatever they want without facing consequences. Think about it. The View has millions of viewers tuning in every day, absorbing every word from the hosts. So, when one of those words turns into a personal attack or a misrepresentation, it's not something that can be easily dismissed. Fetterman argues that the producers of The View should have exercised more care, more responsibility. For him, the unchecked airing of those remarks was a failure on their part. This lawsuit isn't just about defending his own name, it's about making sure that media outlets understand the weight their words carry. Now, let's turn our attention to Sunny Hostin. She's no stranger to controversy or direct, no-holds-barred opinions, which is part of what makes her such a well-known figure on The View. But in this case, did her comment cross the line from a straightforward opinion into outright defamation? That's something the courts will have to decide. The key question here is, should public figures, especially those with large followings, be allowed to speak freely without repercussions for potentially harmful statements? In many ways, Fetterman's lawsuit is about more than one comment or one talk show. It speaks to a larger issue: the responsibility of the media in an age where misinformation can spread in the blink of an eye. Fetterman is asking important questions about how media outlets shape public opinion, and what happens when those opinions are based on false or damaging information. In today's hyper-connected world, where news can go viral in seconds, the stakes are higher than ever when it comes to ensuring responsible journalism. Now, let's step back and consider the broader implications of this lawsuit. It highlights a delicate balancing act between free speech and defamation. On the one hand, we want to protect people's right to express their opinions freely. This is, after all, a cornerstone of democracy. But on the other hand, we must also protect individuals from harm caused by false or malicious statements. This is a fine line, and Fetterman's case brings this issue to the forefront. Moving forward, this case could set a precedent for how similar legal battles are handled involving public figures, media outlets, and the distinction between free speech and slander. In an age where information is shared instantaneously, we all need to be mindful of the real-world consequences that words can have, especially when those words are broadcast to millions of people. So, what do you think? Did The View cross the line with this one, or is Fetterman overreacting? Is he right to take a stand? Or is this just a desperate attempt to control his public image? These are fascinating questions that touch on critical issues, from defamation laws to media ethics to the role of politics in public discourse. Whatever side of the debate you fall on, one thing is clear: this lawsuit is more than just a personal dispute between Fetterman and The View. It's part of a much larger conversation about media accountability and the power media outlets have in shaping public opinion. This is a conversation we'll likely continue hearing about as the case unfolds. Legal experts are already weighing in, offering predictions about how this case could influence the media's treatment of public figures in the future. And the rest of us will be watching closely, eager to see if Fetterman's claims hold up in court, or if this is just another fleeting drama that fades away. One thing's for certain: we're witnessing the intersection of politics, media, and law unfold before our eyes. This case could have lasting consequences for how we all navigate public discourse moving forward. So, where do you stand? Do you think Fetterman is justified in taking legal action? Or is it all just an overblown conflict? Whether you are intrigued by the political drama, the ethics of media, or just enjoy a good legal showdown, this story is bound to keep us talking for a while. We'll be keeping tabs on it. So stay tuned for the latest updates as this legal drama continues to unfold.